right. All right. We welcome you. Good evening. Welcome to the world of mind hacking. I am D. Leonard Hughes. I am your coach. This is D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute and Coaching Show. It is not a religious platform. It is not a church platform. It is a personal development, Christ awareness platform. And we're so glad to have you on today, Dr. Sutton. Hey, Chrissy, how's going on, everybody? Now, we don't recognize everybody. It is because we are on 5 other platforms. My mother, Dolores McRae, so my eyes cannot be on all of the cameras and all of the other platforms that we're on, including Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're trying to build our YouTube channel. Patty, hello. Go over to YouTube, D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute and Coaching Show. I think it's D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute, and we need you to subscribe to our YouTube, and subscribe to our Facebook. We're building this platform, and we're so grateful that you're with us on the bottom of the platform. Once again, welcome to the world of mind hacking. I am your coach, D. Leonard Hughes. It's a pleasure to be coming to you this Friday night. Got some real good stuff for you. All the stuff that I give it, I got to say it's good. The reason why I can say that it's good because I use it, and it works. I had to get outside of the religious thinking, traditional thinking, denominational thinking, doctrine thinking, to get away from all of that. And once I did that, I began to see tremendous results. Those that are connected with the D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute, if I can, look into this camera. If you do exactly and use instruction, use the tools, personal development that I give you, either it's through my through this show or through my daily wake up. If you do exactly what I tell you, you're going to see tremendous results. All right. We're talking tonight about the art of praying with results. Now, I understand that I have people from all walks of life, all denominations, all different beliefs. But one thing we all recognize is the Christ within everyone. Whether it's Muslim, there's still the presence of Christ or the presence of God within every one of you. Then I want to talk about, I want you to get a paper and pencil or your notes. I want to talk about the law of inverse transformation in manifesting. The law of inverse, INVRSE. I need somebody to put that up there for me. The law of inverse transformation, how to transform things to the opposite into the, if physiological things can affect your mind, then mental things should be able to affect your physiology parts of you and your parts of your life. Okay, what is inverse? I want to go there first because that's what I talk. There are laws, keys to the kingdom living, keys to life, laws to human nature, law of mind. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man or as a mind, because man is nothing but mind, vibrating mind, thoughts, emotion, clothed in a body. So the real you is not the you that you look at in the mirror. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. The real you is not the you that you look in the mirror, the you that you wash your face this morning. That's just the house that you live in. That's not the real you. The real you is the core of you on the inside. And many times we have to filter through a lot of emotional, mental things from the past. This work has to be done. It has to be, personal development has to be a committed journey. Let me say this. Personal commitment has to be a committed journey, a journey that you're committed, amen, of becoming a better person, a better version of yourself, and developing who you were created. See, we're trying to be a lot of other people and a lot of other things that other people may inspire you. But overall, you got to find that real you on the inside. You got to find that real you. It's there, the core of you, the God part of you that was made. You're not here. You're not a oops. Oops. You know, you drop something, you say oops. You're not a oops. You're supposed to be here. Yeah, you're supposed to be here. And we know it's supposed to be here. We just went through a major pandemic with COVID, and a lot of people left here, but you're still here. So make the best of it. People come, people go, people transition, but make the best. And we grieve and we hurt during those times, but we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving. So the law of inverse transformation. Okay. If you would assume your desire and live there as though it were true, no power on earth can stop it from becoming a fact. Live as if, and I know because we live in a 3D world, we got to see it to believe it. We live in a world every day where we're make the decision to transition. That's it. Thank you, Chris. We live in a world in our outer world, a big outer world. But your outer world should not dictate your inner world. Your inner world should dictate your outer world. Something very special my dear granddaughter said to me. I was she's getting ready to go to school and possibly graduate. She can graduate in December. And I told her, I said, why not? She said, well, Granddaddy, I don't want to get ahead of life. Let me tell y'all something. Your life, please hear me. Your life is the life that you want, the life you create. Now, all of the details, the who, what, when, where, how, you may not know that. Okay, you may not know all of that information, but what you will understand and what you will know is that because of your faith and because of the principles and the laws, it's already done. I often talk about the reality of done. You got to believe that it's already what? Done. All right. Know what to ask for when you're in the midst of manifesting. And that's what prayer is. It's manifesting. It's not a begging of God. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Prayer is not begging, please God, come down, please do that. No, that's not what prayer is. Prayer is getting to receptive mode, and I'm getting way ahead of myself, and a mode of gratitude. Did you take out time today and just say, thank you? Thank you for all things. All things are working together for me. All is well. So I'm going to get into the law of inverse transformation. Okay. There are laws. God is a God of principle. He's not a person, an outside person, a person outside of you, an entity outside of you. He's everywhere. Sister Grace, there you are. You got to realize it. What religion have done is make God seem like another person that you've got to convince to hear you. Please don't leave me. Don't leave me down here by myself. Come on, somebody. There's my mother, Lois McElrath. Glad to see you, Mom. So the concept of him being an outside person, that you got to get his attention. And I know you're busy here, but just come in, please, and see. He ain't got to come see about you because he's in you. And I used to teach the same thing because that's what I was taught, and that's what my understanding of at that time. But it was a bunch of hogwash. Look at me in the camera. Yes, I said it. He's in you. And that has to be the awareness. You're not trying to get somebody's attention. I often talked about the song, chasing after. You don't have to chase that. How do you chase after somebody? You're not chasing after yourself. So he's in you and you're in him and you're one with God and one, whoever your higher power, whatever you feel comfortable with, to bring your awareness of a higher power or the God. With me, I have an awareness of the Christ within me. But whatever your awareness, I don't want to offend anybody. And I understand that there's truth everywhere. There's truth everywhere. You cannot be so caught up in your religious beliefs and traditions and doctrine. It makes the word of God of none effect. When y'all see all that, run away from that stuff. Enjoy your life. Create the life you want. What life are you living? Are you living the life that one day that's developing your future self? Are you still holding on to that old self of worry and fear and things you were told? Every day I'm always examining anything that I was told, anything I heard. I just don't repeat it. Stop repeating stuff. It has no power. It cannot move you. It causes you to feel defeated. It causes you to feel less than somebody else. Okay? You got to know, in order to understand results in praying, first of all, you got to know what you want. What do you want? You know what you don't want. I don't want that. Oh, I don't want him. I don't want no person like that. I don't want that kind. So what do you want? Have you sat down with a piece of paper and said, what do I want in different areas of your life? Now, the how, the what, the when, the who, that's not your business. The how, the what, the when, the who, that's not your business. The how, the what, the who, the when. And what really baffles our mind in manifesting, in prayer, in believing, we want to know who's going to help carry this out. Who's going to do it? And you look around and you calculate people that's in your circle. You say, oh, they can't do it. They don't have enough money to finance my dream. So after a while, you just give up. You give up. And the people that have helped you so far in your life, you didn't know they would be there. The way things turned out and the great things that happened, you didn't know that was going to happen. The bad things either. So you can't control that. You can control you and the inner part of you and personal developing of you. There are developmental stages that you have to recognize in your life. Don't make excuses for ignorance. Don't make excuses for holding on to a belief system that's not empowering. Okay, just because you've been holding on to it, just because you've been believing it. If it ain't empowering, let it go. Once you see that it's not a positive, faith, empowering statement or whatever you're saying, don't keep saying it. And most of the time, when you're saying what the masses are saying, you're off. Because the masses are off. A lot of them laugh at me because I do my own thing, but I laugh at them because they're all the same. You see what I'm saying? Be you. Be you. You don't live out an explanation of why you're doing what you're doing, why you're trying to accomplish your goal. That's up to you. That's what's wrong with you all. You're making too many excuses to people. Well, I'm doing this because you're doing it because if that's what you want, you do it. Life is a do-it-yourself project. All right. Know what to ask for. Know where to look for the answer. You're looking for the answer in the wrong places, among the wrong people. You're looking for answers on people on the same level that you're on, that's struggling, having a hard time, that's talking the same talk, same doubt, same image, self-image, the same. And you're talking to them, and only thing you're doing is going back and forth with the same little 3 or 4 limited options. Well, I know somebody else that did that, and they did it this way, or they did it. What does that? That doesn't mean. There's millions of options in life, but if you don't read, if you don't advance your information, then you're dealing with limited options because you have limited information. And you're asking people, you're running around asking religious people, well, that's the worst ones to ask anything because they're not doing anything. They're off and they're bound. It's just left field. They're not doing anything. You got to get with and know what you want, number one. Number two, I said before, look for the answer in the right places. Number 3, you got to know where to knock. I'm not going to knock on the door that's empty. I'm not going to knock on the house that's empty. The blinds are open, everything, the sliding door. There's nobody in there, and you're just knocking. Then you're getting upset with life, upset with God, upset with people because nobody won't do that. Ain't nobody home. You're knocking on the wrong door. Don't be afraid to knock on the big door. Take your little hand and your little knuckles and knock on the big door. You don't know where it is. You don't know where your answer, your manifestation is. You got to knock. Knock. And I'm not talking about knock 1 or 2 times. You got to keep knocking. See, when they talk about prayer, people look for somebody to tell them how to keep begging God and pleading God. Please, Lord, please. He's not that kind of God. You don't have to say please. That's not what prayer is. It's not a ritual. It's not a begging. It's a receiving. And it's thanking him. Why are you thanking him? But let me get there yet. I said this also. Stop praying to God and start praying as God. He said we can call those things, Romans 4, I think it is, we can call those things in the night as though they were. Don't pray to God, pray as God. Speak it. That's the problem. You begging him, and he said, you're not supposed to be begging. I left authority to you guys. I left an awareness of power. You use it. This is why you're not seeing results, because you're praying to an outside God outside of you, and he's in you, and you're praying, you're saying things that you're not supposed to be saying. You're praying in a miss because you're not praying with authority. You're begging. You telling him do this and do that, and don't even realize it's already done. Even when it comes to change, let me say this, I don't want to be too religious. The changing of your loved ones, or the helping of the or the deliverance of your loved ones. Okay? Or them becoming aware of the Christ within them, or waking up. Okay? You don't have to pray for that. It's already a promise. You just receive it. I know that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Sister Grace, it's all of a matter. I've been there. I did all of that. I preached all of that. And then it didn't even feel it was empowering. And I wasn't seeing the results that I'm seeing now. I got out of the religious mindset and realized the love of God. And he loves me and I love him. And he's in me and I'm in him. We are one. Your kids are one with you. They have your DNA. They are different, but they're one with you. Okay? Ask and it shall be given to you. Every time you ask, it's given. You say, I don't see it. Dr. Hughes, where is it? I don't see it. It ain't in the bank. It ain't in the bank. Is that on my debit card? Is that in the garage? That's where you're missing it. You have to believe that the vibration, everything has a vibration, and that's what the law of attraction does. It operates, it matches where you are. You got to get there. Hey, my cousin, I'm gonna call you as soon as I go off, Angela. I've been trying to figure out how you was doing. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call. Glad to see you. So real prayer is not what they have given to y'all, or he gonna do. Listen to me. Real prayer is getting in a receptive mode that is already, the reality is that it's already done. All right. So if it's all, I'm getting ahead of myself. I may come back to it. If it's already done, you're thanking him. You're thanking God within. You're thanking the universe. All the components that bring about your manifestation. You're thanking him that it's done. You not keep going back and forth. Oh, he gonna do it. Chasing after you. The police chase folks and they don't want to be caught, Angel. We don't have to chase after him. You got him. I'm not chasing myself. Come by here. Because you were taught, and the concept that they portrayed to you is an outside God, and like a person. Lord, please come by here and see about. And you know what? I'm guilty. I used to do the same thing because I didn't know any better until I became aware that he's omnipresent. He's in me. Christ in you. Somebody said the Lord came and he met us. He met you. How he met you? He's always flowing. People meet you. People say, we was in service. Ooh, the Lord just came and he met us in the service. That's your concept. So all the other times he didn't meet you. Y'all going places where he only meet them occasionally. I don't want to be no place where they say he met us. He meets you all the time. Whether it's a high-powered, energetic service or whether it's a low-key teaching service, it's still him. He's not in the hype. I'm not knocking, shouting and stuff, but that's 20% of really your walk. The 80%, when you get through with all of that, and I know and when you get through with all of that, there has to be a walk. There has to be a lifestyle. You got to believe. I don't care what you do. If you don't believe in you, you're wasting your time. In order to manifest, Number one, you got to know what you want. You know a whole lot of, I can ask you what you don't want, what you don't like. You give me a whole list quickly. Then if I say, what do you want? Um, and that's the holdup. Because you haven't defined your desire. Now, getting what you want, you cannot do it with fear. You got to believe that it's possible. Now, the what, the who, the when, the where, that's not your business. Who, what, when, how, that's not your business. And that's what blocks us because we can't see it. We can't see no further than our finite mind. And that's where you stop. What is belief? Belief is thinking a thought over and over and over until it becomes a part of your belief system. In order to believe something, it has to be a thought. You're thinking something because that's what you are. You're thinking, vibrating being. You're always thinking. You're always sending. You always receive. When you sleep, you're thinking. Your subconscious mind is going. Okay. So when thoughts pop up, okay, we have 60,000 thoughts per day. We don't catch them all. But when thoughts pop up, you make a determination. I don't believe that thought. I'm going to fail. I don't believe that. So what I do, I take and say, you know what? That's the inner critic talking to you. It tells you you're too fat, you're too this, nobody likes you. You walk in a room, it tells you they don't like you. The person off the phone, they don't even know you. But that's what that inner critic is telling you. I think I taught on that. I'm going to teach you that again. The inner critic is a bully. It's nagging. It nips and nags. And the more stress, the more anxiety you're under, the louder it gets. And it gets loud, and it seems like it's somebody from the outside yelling in your ear. It's only your thoughts. When you get overwhelmed, calm down, do something different. If you're laying there and you find your mind going, do something different. Okay? Just get up and move around. When you get up and move around, it changes your whole energy in your mind. All right. So I said before, start praying to God and start praying at God. Calling those things that are not as though they were. All right, let's talk about persistency. Persistent doesn't mean constantly thinking about your desire, especially, now you got to catch this, the feeling, the lack of it. When you feel the lack of your desire, that's what you're constantly vibrating. And through the law of attraction, that's what you're going to keep getting. You keep getting those vibrations, those manifestations in those areas, because that's what you're sending out. Okay? You're sending out that. I won't. You're not supposed to want. You have everything you want. David said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not what? Want. Now, did he fully understand what I'm teaching now? No, he did not. Because during that time, they didn't have the understanding of the brain. People wonder, well, why you talk about the brain and mind? Because when the Bible is one big psychological book. You saw the mindsets of people, what they said, what they did. That's mind. They did this. They said that. One scripture, one parable, the guy said, you don't have to go to my house. The thoughts he believed, you don't have to go to my house, but just send the word. That was him vibrating and saying in action. So you stop getting in a want. Come out of that want state and come in a state, I've already got it. What would happen if you already got it? Your mind, your excitement, you won't be frustrated. You won't walk like you look like you've been baptized in lemon juice and wiener and pickle. Because when you say you already have it, your natural mind shuts down because it can't figure out how you're going to do it. And that's what you want to happen. And you shift into that Christ mind. You shift into the life of faith. I don't see it, but I believe it. How, what, who, where? That's not your business. How, what, who, where? That's not your business. How, what, who, where? That's not your business. You rest in the spiritual principles that have what I say, not what you pray. This is why you're not seeing the manifestation of the stuff they put in your head is wrong. You pray. That's not the stuff they're doing like that. Tell you what prayer is. Begging him and plead God. You didn't find nobody. In the Old Testament, they did a little of that because they didn't understand the authority of the believer. When he came in the New Testament, he came with authority. He came with he didn't even tell them to look at me. He said, the works that I do shall ye do. He never told them to be like me. Look at me. He never told them be like me. He said, the works that I do shall. Now, we're supposed to develop his mind. But there's nobody on planet Earth at this time knew how he was, what he liked, what he disliked, what kind of fish he liked. He emptied himself and became flesh. He had his own way. You don't want what would happen if your kids were like you, just an exact drone of you? You wouldn't want that. We're all his children. Everybody. He's in all. The person on the street, the drunk, the alcoholic, he's in everybody. They just haven't woke up yet. The same way the day came that you woke up. So we're not better than them. Okay? There's a religious thing. Oh, them folks out there. Where you get that from? They ain't this and they ain't that because they're not in your church. So only your church or your denomination is right. And if you think that, that's one of the most ignorant things you're one of the most ignorant individuals I've ever seen in my life. If you think only your church or only your denomination is right. All knowledge is everywhere. There's truth everywhere. You get truth everywhere. And I don't get into that with people. Whatever helps the awareness of a God in them. That's whatever the path. You work out your own, do your own thing. Work about yourself. Okay, so now let's get into this. The law of inverse transformation. A physical fact can produce a psychological state, and a psychological state can produce a physical fact. If what happens on the outside or physically can affect your mind, then the inverse transformation, this should be able to transform your body, your health. When I battled with cancer, first of all, I had to make a decision that I wanted to live. I had to make a decision that I was going to fight. I had to make a decision that it's not my cancer. No, it's that cancer. So you got to word it. You got to set it, the word. You got to set your faith up. I guess I can say it like that. You got to set the steps of faith up right as you move into your manifestation, move into your healing. You want to be healed, but what are you saying? And when I said that, I feel a healing presence coming to somebody. Somebody have had migraine, very severe migraine headaches at times. I don't know if you have it now or not, but you've had very severe headaches. You healed right. Somebody's taste bud is gone for some reason. I feel the spirit supernatural moving now. You're healed right now. You're healed right now. But that headache, even when you get a pain, man, your mind go to tell you finna have a stroke, you finna have an aneurysm. You go through all of that. So if the physical fact can produce a psychological state, a psychological state can produce a physical fact. Believe that you have already received the things you desire and pray for as holding a feeling state with man. Hold it. Believe I already got it. But listen. This is it. This is it. It works for me and it works for you. Okay. Get your desire and begin to say and hold it as I already have it. Pray, believe in Luke 11. 23, 24. Have the God kind of faith. That's what it says. Has to have the God kind of faith. Or it says have the faith of God. But the Greek meaning, have the God kind of faith. The God kind of faith don't worry. The God kind of faith don't give up too quick. The God kind of faith believe to the end. The God kind of faith imagines, visualizes. What are you saying about your healing? What do you want to be made whole? What are you saying? You want to be healed mentally. What is your conversation? If your conversation doesn't change, if your narrative doesn't change, your situation's not going to change. You can't pray one thing and say something else. You can't be praying, I'm praying about this, but your action shows doubt. It shows fear. It shows unbelief. And the universe or the law of attraction cannot work for you. Every seed reproduces from its own kind. Like attracts like. You attract you. and what you're saying. All right? Prayer is the most powerful experience man can have. Now, unlike the daily murmuring of the vast majority of mankind and in all our lands who by their vain repetition hope to gain the ear of God. I got to keep going till I get his ear. I didn't get his ear today. I'm going back tomorrow. I'm going back in prayer tomorrow. See, can I get his ear? Well, I didn't get his ear, so I need 10 more people to pray with me that I get his ear. You got to get his ear. You have his ear. You have look at me, look into this camera, and don't you swipe. That's why you can't get help. You have everything you need. It's already inside of you, already in your vibration. He's already given it to you. Ephesians 1:3 say he hath, H-A-T-H. He hath. He hath. But they don't teach you that. They teach you to beg and plead. Your tradition, your doctrine, your denomination, and it's hogwash. I'm saying it. And that's why you're not getting anywhere. What are you saying about your finances? What are you saying? Oh, I'm so broke. Oh, I'll never have no money. Oh, I can't get ahead. I think I get ahead. That's why you're not seeing results, because of your narrative. And see, when you change your narrative, that old inside of you, that old inner mind, that mind of doubt and fear, it starts. It's like going against a brick wall. We call it resistance, but keep doing it. Keep talking faith. Keep saying I'm healed. By his stripes, I am healed. Keep saying that all my needs are met. First of all my need. It didn't say needs. Shall supply every need. You don't even, you know what? I never use the word need. I say I'm vibrating, because you attract what you vibrate. You attract what you believe. You attract who you are. So can a physiological state create can a psychological state create a physical fact? Yes, if you can create the feeling of already see, it's not just your words, but you got to feel it. You got to feel what you're saying. There must be a union between your words. See, many of you, your emotions are all over the place. That's why you're all over the place, because your emotions. You won't take control of your emotions. And emotionally, you say crazy stuff. And that's why your life is chaotic, because you're saying it and you're feeling all this stuff and you're vibrating. You got to be at peace with you. You got to be at peace with you. And then you make everybody else miserable because you're not at peace within. And you feel everybody's entitled, folks on your job, they're entitled to give you peace. No, you have to find happiness within. You have to find peace within you. I know it's different. Some come on and some go off because they're looking for the prayer. Let me tell you how to keep pleading, how to go get 20 folks to get his ear. You got his ear. I don't care who you are, where you're from, you have his ear. Why? Because it's already done. When Christ met folks, he didn't say, go on, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. He didn't say that. He said, it's already according to your faith, your belief system. What is belief? Thinking the thought over and over until it becomes a part of your belief system. According to your faith, be it done. And it's hard. It takes practice, to get to that point to just saying, it's done. It's done. How does that feel? Listen to me. How does it feel when I say it's done? You felt that? That's the feeling you want to hold right there. That's the state. That's the mental state of faith that you want to stay, that it's done. When you think about it, it's done. You don't keep murmuring about it. You don't keep worrying about it. You let it go. It's not easy. You will meet great resistance. But as you keep on nailing your hammer, nailing, and nailing, because the more you do it, the more you change. And through personal development, you attract you. You attract what you vibrate. That's all we are. We're energy. We're thoughts, we're vibrations. Everything is vibration. Everything. Even a dead person has a vibration going. It's still a vibration. Okay? The law of reversibility states that every thought, feeling, and creation is reversible. We see many times in physics, anytime with gas, anytime with water, how it can be changed. That's called the law of reversibility or inverse transformation. So do your thinking, your feelings, your belief system. You work the law of inverse transformation and you transform. He's giving you power. I'm going to teach on the sovereignty of God because what they've taught y'all about he's in full control. He's in all control. It's not true. He's giving you will. He's giving you will. Things that happen in your life, you choose. Choose you this day. I know. They told you the sovereignty of God. There's no need. So if that's the truth, so that means don't even pray, don't even desire, don't even do nothing, just sit and look. Because what they taught you, the sovereignty of God, is not the sovereignty of God. It is not. That's why I don't get into a lot of theology. A lot of it is stupidity. I'll be honest with you. Because it's disempowering. It makes God this outside person. You say, well, Dr. Hughes, you say some strong things. Yes, I do. Don't care. It's my program, my platform. I say what I want to say. Because my supporters don't come. Most of my supporters don't come from the religious community. Be it, live it, radiate it. That's it. Thank you, Chris. Be it. Now, being it is not easy. Being it, I'm going to do some political commentaries at the end to help you understand. Praying then is recognizing yourself to be that which you desire to be rather than begging God for that which you desire. You're thanking him. Okay? Pray believing you receive. Already got it. It's not what you want. It's not what you want that you attract. You attract what you believe to be true. Okay? The law of inverse transformation. The law of inverse transformation. All right? I want you to remember that. Or the law of irreversibility. Okay, let me go here. Oh, let's go here. So Mark 11, I don't do a lot of religious thing on my platform, but to help you understand prayer and scientific prayer and receiving and thanking God that you already have it. You're worrying, but you don't say, I think you already got it. I thank you for all things. All things. The scripture says all things are yours. Great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new. God has been, he's a faithful God. Morning by morning, new mercy I see. I think about my life, Chris and others, and how he healed me, Sister Grace, and what he done for me. You should have more thankfulness than beggingness. You don't have to beg. David said, I've never seen the right way. This is the state that you've got to get and stay in order to see your manifestation. You can't be wavering. And it takes time to get there, but you got to dive in. You got to be like the horse with those blinders. No distraction. No distractions. Okay? Mark 11, 24 through 25. Therefore, I tell you, whatsoever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it. I've got it. When you ask for it, your desire is prayer. That's also prayer. Prayer is not just talk. What you're vibrating is prayer. Okay? You decree. Thank you. Job said, you shall decree a thing. Jeremiah said, command ye me. See what I'm saying? He gave those disciples authority. You have authority. But what are you saying about your healing? What are you saying? What are you talking? You really want to? When I knew that I had to be healed of prostate cancer, I knew it. And I knew it was a life and death situation. I choose life, so I did everything I could do to stay on the life side. Because many times I felt no really, and you had a little discomfort, but it was a psychological pain that hurt most. So that's why I had to deal with my mind. Look at me. You got to deal with your mind. Okay? All right. John 1, 1 John 5, 14, 15. It says, and this is the confidence. Hey, Sheila, and this is the confidence we have in him. Now, if I don't mention you because I can't see you on the other platforms, I have to say that because I have people when I was on and you didn't say anything. I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms. So I can't see everybody. Okay. 1 John 5, 14. When you begin to understand this, you understand the word more, and it makes more sense. Let me say that. And it's more empowering. That you realize you're not looking for nobody to do it for you. You realize, look at me, look at the camera. Your pastor can only give you the tools. Your minister, your counselor, your therapy, your guru, your mystic can only give you the tools. But you've got to take those tools and apply them to different areas of your life and be real with yourself. Until you really be honest that you need help in areas that you need to develop in, you're deceiving yourself. You're living in an illusion. You're tricking your own self. Ain't nobody tricking you. You're tricking yourself. Okay? 1 John 5:14-15. And this is the confidence. This is the confidence. This is the confidence. I know I usually don't do this scriptures. It's not a religious platform, but it's a spiritual platform. Because I respect your spirituality. And this is the confidence we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petition. You already have it. Sheila, we already got it. Well, I don't see it, Dr. Hill. I'm looking for, I'm not talking to you, Sheila, I'm talking in general. I'm looking for somebody to give it to me. Until you sit down and come to grip with who you are and that you're a superpower. That you've got the power to get the things you want. He's given it. He's given you all. He's able, according to a power that worketh within you. And we know, 1 John 5:15, and if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petition. We know that we know. The reality of knowing that it is done. You don't try to see it with the natural mind, all right? You visualize what you want, but how, what, when, where, that's not your business. How, what, when, where, that's not your business. How, what, when, where, that's not your business. You leave that to God in you. You leave that to the universe. Leave that to the law of attraction. God is a God of spiritual laws, and the law of attraction is what he put down here. To get what you want is already done. Okay? So what? All right. Let's do this. Let me, doing good time, a few more minutes. Feel it now. Become it now. Not one day. Oh, one day I'm going to do this. You're going to be one day in until you leave here. And your one day will turn into never day. Don't talk one day. You're talking in the future. You got to talk now. Now, faith. The only time you have now, I talk about mindfulness or being present. Only time you have is right now. When you're 2 years from now, only time you're going to have is that right now. 15 years ago, only time you have is right now. Because the past is an illusion. Your future, the way you think, is an illusion. Because it's not going to turn out the way you were. So you rest. You trust. You thank him. Thank him for the people that's in your life that loves you and care about you. I tell folks, don't abuse them. Hey, Keela, don't abuse people that's in your life. Okay? So you got to get results. Let me summarize what I'm saying. Number one, know what you want. You know what you don't want. But you got to make a list of what you want and don't be selfish. When it comes to other people, you have to be very careful in manifesting. Because people have their own desires. They have their own. You go, I've learned this. You go on and do you. You go ahead and you develop you. As you develop you, you attract you. Because everything is a mirror of you. That is so powerful. You attract you. You don't have to worry about who it's going to be. Who, what, when, where. That's not your business. Who, what, when, where. You can get past that. You can get your faith moving, and you can visualize, and you can see the universe giving you the manifestation that you want. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to get past the who. Well, I'm designing it, and I want to get my business. But who? And you go out, you start going out and getting people that you want to be in your business, and then it doesn't work. Then you're mad. Then you throw your business away because you had the wrong people. You went and got those folks. You went and got your cousins and all them folks that's not want to get it. And then you're talking about your vision to the wrong people. Don't talk about your stuff with religious people. I admonish you as a coach, a personal development coach, don't do that. They can't help you. Become a part of groups. I'm a part of groups. I haven't been on it in a while. I have a group, Dylan Hughes Personal Development Institute. I have a group coaching show. I'm a part of groups. So when I need information, when I set my studio up here with all the cameras and monitors, I didn't pray. I went on and started inquiring. There's so much information. I guarantee something you're dealing with right now. You can go online or part of group or even listen to me. I've answered a lot of your questions tonight if you only believe me, if you only listen and are willing to let go of your old thoughts. Let it go. A lot of stuff religiously or just about life that I taught coming up in my culture, in my community, I had to let that stuff go. I had to let it go. Wasn't empowering. When you know more, you let something go. Don't hold on to stuff. You try new information is coming. You're trying to hold on to it. Don't do that. All right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. When I said stop praying to God and pray as God, he called it those things that are not as though they were. You got to call in what you want. Will there be resistance? Yes. Will there be challenges? Yes. Will people come and go? Yes. Most likely, when you get on the road of success is a lone wolf, or you learn how to enjoy being alone. Loneliness is an emotional state. Being alone is a physical state. See, you're alone. You're alone because I want to be alone. When I'm not talking about me, I'm married, but still you're individual. Okay, and he's promised never to leave you alone. So you don't have. That's what I'm going back to saying. What people do in church. They pray for his presence, or they say, "Oh, he sure met us Wednesday night, or he sure met us, so he didn't meet you before." Don't do him like that. Because many times it's special, praises and the music and the dancing. Nothing wrong with that, and nothing wrong with that. But when that's all over, you got to find out what he's given us pertaining to life and godliness. He's given us everything that pertains. So what is it? And you can't do nothing with outside the power of thought, the power of your thinking, or the power of your mind. And developing the Christ mind. Jesus is the God mind in you. That's what I've been saying. I say it all the time that Jesus, he's that God mind in you. He's a mind. You be you. Develop you. Be the person you're supposed to be. Got it? Learn you. Become a better you. Stop making excuses for why you're doing or why you're trying to be successful. I'm just trying to do better. You don't have no excuse. Just do it. Y'all involved. You're too much involved socially with people. And this is why you get distracted and you have all of these crazy vibrations. Because again, we're nothing but thought, vibration, clothed in flesh. That's all we are. You can have a good, your body can be in perfect health, but once your mind gone, that's it. And you realize Jesus is the God mind in you through the Spirit of God. You have the mind of Christ. Start thinking like him. Think big. Think no limit. Think business. Think millions. But scale yourself up. Start at $10,000 a month. Start at $5,000 a month. Then work your way up. Oh, I'm going to have $2 million a month. You wouldn't even know what to do with $2 million a month because you haven't learned anything about finances. And there's nothing wrong with desiring that. Nothing wrong with putting it out there. Yes, put it out there. But as you wait for the manifestation, learn about it. How much do you know about wealth? How much do you know about Bitcoins? How much do you know about cryptocurrency? How much do you know about stocks and bonds? How much do you know about money works? I talked a while back that money is the lowest form of wealth. Millionaires don't chase money. They chase businesses. They chase brands. They chase ideas. Every millionaire is identified with a brand. The guy from Airbnb, I think his name, Brian Chesky. What identifies him is his brand. What brand are you identified with to keep? What brand have you developed in your life that you can be identified with down the road that bring you money? A millionaire is identified by their brand. Colonel Sanders, KFC, Dave Thomas, Wendy, Sam Walton, Walmart. That's how money works. And it works through relationships, building relationships, wholesome, successful. See, you chasing money, I told you before, you praying for money. That's why you're not getting it. Go within, find your passion, seek for an idea. And most successful folk, don't be afraid to go through, you may go through 10 different ideas, business ideas or jobs or whatever, until you finally get to where you want to get. But it's okay. People ask, why are you moving around somewhere? Seem like you're not stable. When you're trying to be successful in your career, sometimes you can't be stable because you're headed somewhere. And they don't understand. And you distract yourself. You come off of your role, your momentum, try to explain to them. And it's okay to explain to them if they're interested in doing better. But you're wasting your energy. You need your energy for where you're headed. Save it. Don't waste it. Okay? All right, let me cover this. Okay, good. Just about finished. It's all about, it's a matter of the law of cause and effect. Every effect has a cause. Every cause has an effect. That's a law. Don't have nothing to do with religion. That's a law that was put here by the universal God. That if we work, He's given us everything to work with. When a farmer plants, the universal God fixed the ground. Now, you don't see it because it has to go into darkness first. And sometime in life, you have to go through a dark period. But in that dark period, you're sprouting up. Except a corn of wheat falls to the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. There's a period of the lone wolf period that you have to be alone. And you learn to enjoy it. Okay? You learn to enjoy it. So even when it comes to your money, what are your beliefs about money? When you hear the word money, what do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel, oh, I can't get that? I'll never have that. Again, scale yourself. Start at, let's say, $5,000 a month. I'm going to scale myself. I'm going to scale my business. Now, you ain't got no business, you can't scale. If you're just working a 9 to 5, there's not too much scaling you can do because you're limited. There's a roof on your head. Every time you jump up, you hit your head because you're just only depending on a 9 to 5. I know when you say I'm going to be wealthy, most religious people, when they say that, they're thinking somebody going to give them $1 million. If you don't know about wealth, even if somebody give you $1 million, you don't know what to do. Money's supposed to make babies. Money's supposed to make money babies. And the babies keep growing. So what do you say when you've been believing God for wealth? I believe in Him for wealth. Do you have a brand? You got a business idea? You got an invention? You got an app idea? This is how money comes. You can't work a 9 to 5 making 200. And I'm just saying, okay, let's say you're making $500 a week, and that's all you're doing. You're not planning nothing else. You're not growing your business. You don't have any ideas. You're not developing yourself. So do you think that working a 9 to 5, making $500 a week will scale you to become a millionaire, a wealthy? It will not. That's not how money works. And it doesn't even make sense. It's not illogical. Just not illogical sense, period. You got to have something. You got to have streams of income. Money has to have streams. Just don't, it ain't gonna drop from the sky. There ain't too many folks gonna walk up and just give you $5 million. I'm not saying it can't happen, but let's be realistic. Even if they do, and you don't have any brands or nothing working, that $5 million will be gone because you're gonna go out and buy a house. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. Even if you don't know about investing, $5 million, $1 million can be gone in a year or two because you don't know how to make money babies. You don't know what to do. So those of you that's I'm claiming wealth, I'm gonna be wealthy. Okay. So what are you doing in building a brand, building streams of income? I don't care if it's selling canned apples, if it's doing hair, if it's washing cars, if it's a lemonade stand. I'm just talking. That's a stream of income. I'm just talking now. Okay. Or whether you're doing this or fixing computers, or whether you're doing t-shirts, those are streams of income. So you're running around jumping and hollering, you're going to be wealthy. How you think it's going to come? Your job's not going to give you no $1 million. They ain't going to do that. They making you work for them to make $1 million. A job, only thing, they're not going to help you become independent of them. They just, because they want to just give you a paycheck and you take it. But what are the owners? That president of that company, he's identified with that brand. Zoom. I can't think of the guy's name that created Zoom. He did it right during the pandemic. No, not during the pandemic. It came popular during the pandemic. But somebody pulled it up. Hey, Drew Lamar. I mean, that's what I'm looking down. He was popular. Look at me. This is powerful. You believing for wealth? You're claiming wealth? You've been saying wealth? You're trying to figure out why my money ain't coming. What stream do you have it to come on? What stream? It ain't coming from the sky. Bird ain't gonna bring it. Whale's not gonna bring it. A whale's not gonna bring it. A bird's not. So where's it coming from? You create wealth. This is so powerful. I don't know what to do. I feel like getting up and running. I'm gonna go over a few minutes. So where's it gonna come from? You have to have multiple streams of income. Then you can begin to talk about wealthy. I'm moving into wealth. I have wealth. My businesses are blessed. My streams of income are prospering. You got something to look forward to, because money has to have a stream. You give it, it comes. The law of giving and receiving. The law of giving and receiving. That's a law. The law of thinking, that's a law. Law of giving and forgiving. All of those that's the key. You know when it said the keys of the kingdom? Those are spiritual laws. And you work with the laws of nature, the laws of thinking, the principles. You work with these things and you see the manifestation. But as long as you begging and pleading and outside of God, outside of you, that he's in you, you don't beg and plead. David said, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg. And the information that they had, we have more information. We got more information that Peter, James, and John had. We got more information even that Jesus had. That's why he said, the works that I do shall ye do, but you're going to be greater. He came to set it up for us. They didn't have computers. They didn't have, but he gave the knowledge to Albert Einstein, Henry Ford, the electric car. God gave the knowledge to Elon Musk because his mind, he read an entire encyclopedia. So he had something to feed on. You got to have something to feed on. When you talk about hearing in the spirit, first of all, the more you develop, listen to me, I know, because I'm learning. The more you develop the more you begin to hear the voice of God inside you. And he uses your regenerated, renewed voice. And sometimes, people say other things that's positive and you hear it and you can go on it. Let go of the warning. Pray as if you already received the which that you have desired, you already got. I need somebody to type in, I already have it. Financially, you already, let me tell you something. I got to stay on that some more. And many of you, all of you have been claiming wealth for years. I'm going to be wealthy. How many going to be a millionaire? I'm going to be a millionaire. Everybody just praise it. Okay. So now what are you doing? It doesn't come from the bird. Scooby-Doo is not going to bring it to you. Ain't no angel going to bring it to you and drop it at your doorstep. You got to get out there, baby. You got to create streams of income. You got to create streams of income. You got to find your passion. Find what resonates with you. And you got to create the wealth that you want. That's the only way it comes. Well, I can hit the lottery. I mean, it's the chances of that. I don't knock that. That's up to you. If you get the numbers, call me and let me know. Inbox me. If you get the numbers and you know the numbers are from the Holy Ghost. Send them to me too. Don't get all the money yourself. I'm just teasing. In a way. No, I'm just saying. However, you don't know how it's going to come. But you got to be ready. You got to be. It comes when it's ready. If you're not, why do you think great movie, Nicolas Cage, he's broke. Many other movie stars we used to watch. I've been watching that, like NBA players, NFL players, broke because they were not developed. It was not personal. They didn't have personal development in their life. They had the ability for sports, the gift for basketball, the talent of basketball or football or whatever. They had great talent, but not personal development. Okay? Our former president, businessman, money drawer, billionaire. Well, I don't know about now, but no personal development. Narcissists, all of those things. You find narcissists. That's because of no personal development. Okay? I want to do this. They don't go yet because I want to speak some. I think I'm gonna do. I didn't write it down, but I need some of you. We're in the prisons now. We're forget the name of the company we're going through, but we're gonna have to get the right equipment. The morning wake ups are going in. We started with one prison, now we're expanding to other ones, but we also can go in as a podcast so they can watch. My son is in one of those prisons in Florida. That's one of the ones I'm sending to every day. I've even someone, when he called me, a few of the inmates gets on the phone and say, Mr. Hughes, thank you for the wake up. And he tells me every day when they come in, when the inmates come in, they say, we're getting ready for the wake up. We want to hear the wake up. So he said, Daddy, is there any way that you can begin to do a podcast in the institution and they can see it weekly or bi-weekly, however I want to do it? They can have full access to it. And I said, son, I'm working on that. And I am working on it. I need you to help me. I need some folks today that would stand with me with a seed. There it is at the bottom of $20.23 for 2023. Why are you planting the seed of this donation? Number one, to help me get the camera that I need. Because you all see, I try very hard to make my content behind me, everything as professional as I can. So what I want to do, the equipment that I need to do the podcast, I need to update and upgrade some stuff. Okay. So there's the information there. There's information there. Be a part of it. I don't know how many, I don't know who's still on. But I feel something. It's not what I want. I feel there's some healing taking place today. I feel there's some healing taking place. Grace, if the grace keeps standing, some things are breaking for you. Some things are breaking for you, for some people around. There's a young lady, Sister Grace, you've been really interceding for. I want to tell you some things. The Spirit is working with her. Be at rest. That's what I hear the Spirit saying. Be at rest with her. Hey, cuz Angie, I was looking for you. You can do Apple Pay. I'll give you a call. Your house. That's why I've been I don't know if you got the house or not yet. Let me know, cuz. Put yeah or no. Because I think I told my wife a few days ago. I saw you walking into a house. He wasn't visiting, but I could tell by the expression on your face, it was your house. When you're visiting, there's one look, you all, but once you get in and it's yours, there's another look of excitement. And Angie, that's the look that I saw on you, not a look. And I said, that's when I saw the vision. I looked, I said, that's Angela. That's Angie. That's my cousin. And I didn't know. I just saw you walking into a house. Even visions, you got to catch them because boom. But I've been doing it long enough to know that even after it's gone, I still can get a better understanding of what I was seeing. So I see that. Keela, it's good to see you. Sheila, some of the ones I can just tell, they've been with me so long. Sheila, I want you to do that 2023. I want you to do that. I need y'all. I vibrate y'all. Well, I'm saying need because y'all don't say vibrate. But let me say this. I would like for you. Not yet. Okay. And I say, all right. So if he's bringing it to me, that means you're manifesting. I need you to mentally begin to work that thing. If you haven't, Angie, get some pictures. Excuse me. Get some pictures of houses, and you have manifesting. God has already given us, you all, everything that we need. We have to use what He's given us, or think Matthew say the keys of the kingdom. The laws are keys. And that's what I give you during the wake up tonight. Give you a key. You work the key. Okay, because once you enter a big door, sometimes there's other doors. He's the door. You've come through the door. So now you have got to understand it. So Angie, start looking. Y'all just look. Not just talking to my cousin, but others. Just get in the. You say, well, I don't have. I'm not saying you saying it, Angie. When I'm just talking. People say, I don't have all the money. I don't have the credit. Let me tell you something. Try it anyway and find out what you don't have or what you will need. Then you know how to work your manifestation. Okay? That's how you work. So what I've covered tonight, I'm going to leave that up there. I'm going to cover some political stuff real quickly. One of Trump's allies, Navarro, he was found guilty. He'll be sentenced in January. This thing is, I don't know. And again, when I mention, it's a vision board. That's one thing I want to mention. When I mention political stuff, it's not Republican, Democratic. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it on those things. I'm saying constitutionally or where we are. And my concern is for our country. You all, the stuff that's being on the news, don't ignore it. This is a pivotal point, unprecedented times for us, our country, for America. And if you think it doesn't matter, it does matter. Okay. So we've got to believe. We've got to speak it. I've been speaking that there's some spirits that need to be removed. That's all I'm going to say. Off the earth. Okay. I'm going to say that. And that's up to God. Yeah, still same number. That's me. That's me, sis. Let's see. Angie, I want you to do something. You my cousin. You believe in me. I want you to do a 103 seed and for the house. I'm not asking nobody, and I'm asking you this because I feel it. Acts 17, 24, 25, somewhere around there, y'all. It says filled after him. See, it's not so much what you say, not just what you say, but you got to feel that it's done. And I'm feeling the closeness, Angie, of the house. I feel it. And it's already in your vibration, but the manifestation of it. Now, as you do the work, listen to your cousin, as you do the work, to the vision board, that's your focus. Begin to go on, I don't know, different Zillow or whoever, and begin to the legwork. See, many times we wait until we have everything to manifest, but many times manifesting things come as we manifest. I like that. Many times we want to have everything in order. All of this, all of that, all the understanding, but it doesn't work that way. When you start the momentum, you all, once you get into the momentum of gathering all the information of your desire, you already got a realtor. Good. Do the pictures. Go to your computer. I'm just talking to my cousin. I'm talking to others that's believing for a house. Get pictures of it. Put it on the wall. You want to deal with your spiritual eye, your eyes of faith. That's what brings the manifestation. And do the law of attraction. Do the law of attraction. So you get on the frequency. You vibrate it. Do the law of attraction. These are the things that God has given us to get what we want. He's not doing anything. He's already done it. He's already done according to your faith. Be it done. So if he said be it done, you all, why are we still pulling and upset and frustrated? He ain't did it. It ain't, because he's already done it. That's why you're so frustrated. You got to get into the reality of done. It's done. All of our businesses that we got into, we still sow seeds in our business. And I'm not talking about little seeds. We're expanding. And in order to expand, the universe knows the right location, the right house, the right business idea, the right people, the right person. We don't know that. Our job is to do the inner work, believing in ourselves, developing ourselves, reading, learning about millions. You can't make millions. You don't know how to get millions. Again, money has to have multiple streams of income. That's the only way it comes. So they didn't tell you all that. They told you just believe you're going to be a millionaire. Okay. But you're working a 9 to 5. That's all you're doing. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, but you work that, but you're working something else. You got another passion. I'm just so frustrated. I can't make it off this job. You're right. That's your answer. You're right. You've been trying to figure out what's going on. You got the answer. You can't make it off of that one income. And that was never his plan. You all read Genesis 2, starting in verse 8. I don't have time to get there. I get ready to go. Genesis 2, verse 8. Okay. One river, 4 streams. That's what he gave them. He gave that to them. When Adam and Eve was put in the garden, they didn't have to ask him for nothing. No water, no greens, no peas, no corn. It was already there. So why do you think he got to give you something that the spiritual Adam came? You already have it. It's in what we call, it's in your vibration. It's in your vortex. It's there. He's given us all things that pertain to life and godliness. You got it. He's given. Just receive it. Thankful for those that are sowing. Thank you. Oh, somebody just text me. Oh, I'm asking people to help us with $20.23. Those that get the wake ups every day, that's in prisons now. And we're expanding it. My son's in one of those prisons, and he said, Dad, I think Tony Evans comes in, his prison on the podcast, and I checked with the company. I can't, SECCRAU or something like that, but I'm able to podcast in the I'm talking about missions. I'm talking about real ministry. Let me tell y'all my heart before I go. My ultimate desire, not to build a church. It's enough of those. But to build a retreat, Dr. Sutton, to build a retreat center where hurting leaders, church leaders, business leaders that have failed, that's struggling. I used to be an addict. Where could I go? I couldn't even go to rehab because I didn't have insurance. I called the places when I wanted to be free. They said, well, we can take you. We got beds. What kind of insurance you have? I said, well, I don't have insurance. I said, we're sorry, sir. Nothing we can do. I was so disappointed. Couldn't go to church nowhere because nobody was doing deliverance. They're not doing no deliverance and stuff now. These churches are in the entertainment business. They're taking your dollar and entertaining you, and that's it. You're hurting, you're sick. And I speak divine healing for anybody that's in pain from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Financial, I don't pray for financial situation. You give your way out. Every opportunity that you feel that to plant a seed, you do. Somebody may give 1,000 a day. I don't know. 1,000 doesn't make millionaires, but I know that 2023, look at me. You can do it. Help me go into the prison. You see the criminal justice system. And, one of the young men got on the phone. He said something. I didn't comment. He said, most of the churches come in, they just church us, but they don't help us. I said, sir, will you say that again? He was on the phone like my son called me. He said, most of them church us, but they don't help us because when they leave, we feel good, but we don't have any information. I went through that. That's why I have a heart for inmates, because I was locked up in the federal prison years ago in my early 20s. So I don't believe in you go through something, you don't reach back and help those that have been through it. Thank you for those that are sowing. The information is at the bottom, the 2023. You can do it as a seed or You don't understand that part, you can donate at 22D. I may ask you to do something else, do that. Somebody give 1,000. That's fine. Yes, I got you. I got you, cuz. No problem. I'll call you. Okay. Y'all, go back over these principles and tools of prayer, giving you a clear perspective. We were taught just take it to him, take everything to him. That's not what he taught them. He told them, he said, oh, you little faith, you could have did this. Luke 17, he said, you could have talked to the sycamore tree, it would have obeyed you. I'm going to teach on the sovereignty of God. Oh, he controls everything. No, it's not true. He gives you a will. You tell a young girl that just got raped, God is in control. It's not true. It's not true. I'm going to teach on that later. I've enjoyed this interpersonal gathering with you all. I appreciate you so much. I love doing this. I put a lot in this show. To help. Ready to go. I'm going to put this up here. Do it like this. It's been wonderful. There is a. Okay, I'm doing it now. Somebody text me. There it is. Oh, I hit the button. You can take your phone's QR code. Take your phone. Get it. Go there. And you have been in a part of the world of hacking your mind. I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Put that back up. Here we are. All right. Until next time, you have been in the world of mind hacking. I'm feeling it you. Thank you so much. Peace out. Thank you for listening. Take care, you guys. See you next time.